Hello and welcome to another episode. Today we are looking at C2 Dragon. It has a 25-second cooldown, 1 power and 1 range. And essentially it's a dragon that shoots out mini birds and it will go ahead and deal damage and decrease the target's movement speed. You can technically pair this with Salamander, giving you technically 2 summons that you can summon at once, which is pretty unique and only for the range class as far as I'm aware, since there isn't any other DLC that gives a summon. But anyway, I just wanted to apologize for my previous videos taking way too long, so this one I'll keep short, simple, just like the rest from now on, hopefully. When summoning, you get to at least shoot one bird kind of immediately when you summon it, so it can kind of save your life. In fact, I had a game where I was being pressured by someone and I used it kind of last second on accident, and then it did actually hit them and it did actually save me. But I'd say that's more of a rare coincidence than it is an actual thing. So yeah, but as you can see, it hits very nicely when it's a straightforward line. When it isn't a straightforward line, this thing has the aim that you have when you have to piss, shit, fart, and sneeze all at once. So, you're gonna have fuck all aim with it. It's gonna just automatically target things and it's gonna fucking aim nowhere. It's gonna hit the fucking floor more than anything else. So unless the floor is your enemy, I would probably not use this. Unless you're gonna go in with a full clan and you're gonna specifically all use C2 Dragon, then it's gonna get chaotic. Because C2 Dragon is really good at kind of disrupting a lot of enemies in actually multiplayer, more than it is in, combat practice and stuff. But you'll see in a game in a second, which just was kind of rigged against everything, because it's a 4-stack clan versus 3 randoms, which then turn into 2 randoms. So yeah, there's that. But anyway, I also paired this with Salamander just to show you how Salamander can kind of help C2 Dragon in this situation. So for example, you place down C2 Dragon to go ahead and do what you need to, and it does the ranged stuff, but the ranged stuff has to be from a range, just like how you're seeing right now, where everyone is lined up horizontally, just casually there in the distance. Is a perfect setup. Otherwise, it does not work out as well. You will only get maybe 1 or 2 hits. But if you have it horizontally placed, kind of when enemies are all kind of in one specific area, then you're good. Vertically, it is far more difficult to get to work, and it will hit the ground more often than not. So you definitely want it to be somewhere far more accessible and more in a straight line than anything else. So that's the disadvantage of the C2 Dragon. The advantage is the fact that you slow, enemy movement speed, and when you slow enemy movement speed, it's very actually unnoticeable, to be honest with you. It's barely noticeable, but however, I will say I do have boosted movement speed on this outfit, so maybe on someone who doesn't have boosted movement speed, which I doubt will be the case, but if they do, then maybe they'll move slightly less, so maybe you'll notice it slightly. But what I will say is that the main point of it is not actually the movement speed, but it's actually the pressure, because of how fast and often it kind of comes out, and the chances of it actually hitting are kind of 50-50, to be honest with you. It's not as bad as I kind of went ahead and made it out to be. But regardless of that, it does have a health bar, so if anyone targets it, it's kind of going to die eventually, very quickly. Other than that, yeah, here's the movement speed demonstration when I got hit by it. So, you can clearly see that it was a very minor but slightly subtle and noticeable change. That was it. So it wasn't very strong, as you would think it might have been, but no, it's quite weak actually. Other than that, the damage itself is okay, right? I don't blame the damage. The damage is fine. But the true weakness of this, or strength of this, is, as I said, the number of projectiles that it shoots. Obviously, the projectiles can be absorbed by, Kawaki's strange taste, or it can be taken advantage of because it's throwing a projectile. And that's what you want to be careful of, because if you use it and someone's using something like strange taste to absorb stuff, you're going to be cooked, because you're essentially feeding them ultimates. But yeah, against this one defender, he would have literally died because of how badly he played. But I don't necessarily blame him, because you don't see a lot of people using Salamander, and he's not really playing very tactically. He kind of would have lost if it wasn't for his healer teammate coming in to try and save him, because he is literally on 1 HP, and then boom, his healer teammate comes in and he damages me last second, and then there we go, I'm basically dead. Unfortunately. But it is what it is, and I used a terrible moment in that ult, because I accidentally pressed it. Because I thought that healer was going to charge attack me and then I was going to have my chance, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't even get to show off the C2 Dragon there. But you did see the C2 Dragon previously before that, where I placed it, and then everyone was just constantly getting hit by it. It got like, 5 hits? Until it stopped and got probably taken down. So, you can definitely just leave it on a base, and it will definitely hit someone. So, it has that advantage. Even here you can see, it can kind of help. Kind of. There's a big key word here. Because I don't expect it to do much. And, obviously meta weapons, which just delete my health bar in literally, nanoseconds. But yeah, other than the fact that you have to fight, a whole clan, the only thing that you have is literally just 3 people, which then is probably reduced to 2 people, because one person just can't be asked to deal with this shit, and then they leave, which I find reasonable, because, people play Shinobi Striker to kind of have fun, that's the whole point of it. But these people, they want to go competitive, and for what reason, and for what prize money? None. Absolute fuck all none. These people are atrocious. They have just pure ego. That's all they have. The only thing that's driving them forward is literally ego. Which is fucking funny. Because, why? Why is my only question. Anyway, that was the gameplay. You saw what it kind of did. It was barely worth it.